Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! All I really want to say, my darling. Hey, put your hands together. Today is a special day we call our own. Sing it, goddamn. So take me in your arms and hold me. What's your face at? And tell me you love me and I'll be there. Here we go. For What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz Adult. Alright, man, look. Do you know what today is? With your face like, oops. Alright, man, look. Do you know what today is? Let's get to the video. The PBC title. What does that mean? I want you guys to do this for me. Close your eyes, okay, and imagine. Unless you're driving. If you're driving, keep your eyes open, goddamn. But if you're not, close your eyes and imagine. It's Saturday morning, and it's boxing season. That's right, boxing season. Saturday morning, and you're watching Fox. And you have a panel of ex-fighters and current fighters and boxing analysts. And they're speaking about the fights that's taking place later on tonight. And they have rankings on the board. They have rankings, and they're saying that the 5th ranked fighter is taking on the 4th ranked fighter. And the 2nd ranked fighter is taking on the 3rd. And the champion is taking on the number 1 contender. And the champion, what they're fighting for, is the PBC title. Now open your eyes. As soon as Bill Wagner mentioned, and Bill Wagner being the Fox Sports executive, as soon as he mentioned that the PBC is talking about creating a PBC title, I let this roll around my head, and this is what it looks like. I did some research. And it's looking like we're talking about a WBL, or World Boxing League, called the Premier Boxing Champions. Coffee? Tea? Water. Let's discuss this in detail. Who wins? Who loses? Does the boxing fan wins? What does this mean? Water. Does the boxing fan win? That's the most important thing. But let's talk about this, because what we've always wanted is one title. And can this happen? And what does that mean with the sanctioning bodies? What does that mean with Top Rank? And what does it mean for Golden Boy and Matchroom? Well, when you think about this, it looks like the business model. When you think about the UFC and Bellator, when you think about, you go further back and you think about the WWE and the WCW or the NWA, right? When you think about going further back, the ABA and the NBA and the AFL and the NFL, that's what it looks like with the PBC and Golden Boy, Top Rank Matchroom. You're talking about a boxing league, and they cannot cross. You couldn't see Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair, could you? That's Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. You couldn't see Ultimate Warrior versus Sting. That's, what's that? Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. So the boxing fan is going to take a hit immediately. But what we have with the PBC, we already have Deontay Wilder, we have Efe Ajagba, we have Andy Ruiz, we have Adam Kaunaki, we have those boys, Jarrett Hurd, J-Rock, Errol Spence, we have Danny Garcia, we have Tony Harrison, we have the Charlos, we got Robert Easter, you got Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. You already got those boys with the PBC. So if we still would take a hit immediately with not having Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. But ultimately, if the boxing league, this new boxing league called the PBC, if this boxing league were to offer something for the boxers and where the boxers win, I'm talking about if they retire, some kind of retirement plan, some kind of pension plan for the boxers, then that can give motivation, that can give incentive for fighters to go over to the PBC. So I'm talking about Terrence Crawford going over there. What I'm saying is we would take an immediate hit, but ultimately the boxing fan will win if there's mergers of the AFL and the NFL becoming the NFL. The ABA and the NBA become the NBA. If you were to merge all of these talents and you have these promoters, they may take a slight hit at the beginning, but if they become part of the PBC and it becomes a boxing league, and I'm talking about no cherry picking, because like I said, the number one contender, the champion must fight the number one contender, because the second ranked fighter must fight the third ranked fighter, because this is a league. There's no more of those people getting robbed and other fighters should get the nod and these judges, because there's no one boxer over the league. Just like how Bones Jones wasn't over the UFC. When he cheated, he was out for 2 years. Just how Michael Vick wasn't over the NFL. He went to jail. They didn't try to save Michael Vick. The NFL went on. So there'd be no incentive for judges or for anybody to rob these fighters in the ring. There'd be no incentive to cherry pick, because the boxing league, the PBC, would be bigger than the fighters. Finally, the sport would be bigger than the fighters if you have this league, and if they do it right. If they do it right and the roster grows, who's going to take a hit is the sanctioning bodies. That's who's going to take a hit. Because once we start valuing the PBC title as being the title, as being the champion is the one who holds the PBC title, then, of course, naturally, the WBC, WBO, IBF, WBA, they're going to take a hit. Now, let's talk about the probability of this thing being successful. If the PBC becomes this boxing league, quote unquote, with Bill Wagner being a part of Fox Sports, the executive, and him being the one that's actually announcing that the PBC is talking about creating a title. You already see what Fox has done with the NFL, what Fox is doing with the WWE right now with SmackDown on Friday nights. You already see Deontay Wilder with Reggie Bush. You see him on the NFL platform. You see that Fox is already saying, hey, check out Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Yes, it's on their network, but I'm just saying how good of a job they're doing, especially around football season, promoting the fight. I'm telling you, that pay-per-view is going to do good numbers. It is, because Fox is behind it, pushing it, and they do it in a way that make you say, hey, look, this is official. The probability of this working out is pretty darn probable, with it being with Fox Network. I'm going to ask you this. How do you guys feel about this? Do you think that this is ultimately good for the sport? I'll tell you this. Since the very beginning, a lot of my day one show business partners know that I've been hooping and hollering for a WBL, for a World Boxing League, and it looks like this is a step towards that. The reason why a boxing league is so important is because it eliminates cherry picking, like I said. It eliminates judges being bought out by promoters, like I said. It also allows for boxers to have retirement plans and stuff like that, just like the NFL does. So let me know what you all think in the comments below. As of right now, like always, I'm a glass half full type of guy. So I'm always going to see the positives. And if they do this right, I think the boxing fan wins ultimately. But let me know what you think. And I don't want to hear people being biased and being fanboys towards promoter companies. I don't know when we became that. We should be for the sport, for boxing, for watching the best fights and the best matches possible. ShowBizz, don't I think the PBC title is a step towards a boxing league. And it looks like that's what the PBC is talking about doing with Fox. I'm out.